Hello everybody, Pinstripe here. What is going on with you? Back at it again with another unused map today, bringing you the very simply named Level 12. It didn't have any other name other than that, which is strange because Level 12 or Mission 12 in today's game is just desserts, and obviously it looks nothing like this level. So things were a lot different back in the early stages of development, but as you can see there is a main railway running through the center of the map alongside a railway station or a platform, which is fairly reminiscent of the railway station slash platform that was used in the secret video that you could access and watch if you entered a specific cheat code. Now, one of the key traits that we've seen from these unused maps before is that they usually are very heavily populated with a bunch of different building assets, and this map is of course no exception, but you do have a wide and indeed stark contrast between one side of the map and the other. On the one side it's very village-esque, there's lots of buildings, and then on this side there's like a government building, it kind of looks like, alongside a hut. But the government building has like barbed wire on the top of it and a flagpole, and who knows what flag was going to be on there, who it really belonged to. But most of these maps that contain all these assets are very English looking, very English building-esque looking, and that is furthered by this hill figure of a pig sitting on a horse. I believe that's a reference to the Uffington White Horse, which is a very famous hill figure drawing that dates back to God knows when. It's just old, you know. And also, as you can see, there is this windmill, which is one of the only surviving assets that was brought into the final release of Hogs of War. There is of course an obvious reusing of assets on this map, but that's just because of several reasons. The first one, it saves you a lot of time and effort. You don't want to have to individually create variations of, you know, one type of house. That can get kind of boring as well. And two, I'm pretty sure they were limited in terms of memory, but by taking the same asset, if you use a maximum of one building twice, if you place it in two different locations, then it can spruce up a map that is lacking something. And because of that difference, it's not actually that obvious unless you physically go ahead and look at each individual building and be like, hang on, that one is the same as that one over there. But let's be honest, as gamers, how often do you pay that much attention to detail? I know many people do, but that is always at the heart of a lot of game projects, in that if it's not necessarily going to be noticed, it can be used multiple times. Because if, say for instance, you're playing a racing game, or if you're playing a shooting game and you're concentrating on enemies, or you're concentrating on the vehicles that you're racing against, you're not necessarily going to be looking at every single detail on the map. So there's just little tricks that developers can use to save time, save effort, and of course save memory. Oh, and I'm sure it costs money as well, because if you want 5 variations of one particular type of 3D modeled house, it's going to cost something. Because you have to turn around to your artist and be like, right, go ahead and make me those. It's going to take them time, which then equals more money. And yeah, it's a funny business. But then again, they were dealing with the PS1, which was limited in terms of space, in terms of, you know, maybe the model sizes, the texture sizes, all those kind of things, the technical stuff. It was pretty complicated. Imagine if you were playing this and just a train rolled through and pulled up to the station. If that was an event that occurred during this mission, how awesome would that be? I always really like it when a map is designed with a specific theme in mind. As you guys know, I've mentioned before, it's difficult to really pinpoint something here, given that we don't necessarily know the full context of what is going on. All we really know is that we're at a train station or on a train platform that is set somewhere in the pig version of England, because Hogs of War has a universe, things are going on, and we're kind of uncovering stuff the more we look at these unused maps. Further on in development then, and this map has not been forgotten. As you can see, the colour palette is slightly darker than previously, the colours aren't as bright and crazy, and the buildings are nowhere to be seen. But that's just because at this point in development, things were being completely changed and reworked into basically the style that we know of today. But you can see that the railway is still there, but overall this map is very low, and you can really highlight the key areas that would have been fairly problematic, given that when physics and, you know, this idea of knockback is introduced, pigs can very easily be pushed off the map, which is not really what you want. But it doesn't matter anyway, because that is the end point for development of this map. We don't see it in any other point in the project, so it was basically canned after this stage. It's unfortunate because it would have been nice to have a train themed level, or just something that revolves around this idea of an external vehicle or external event that occurs alongside the mission itself. Overall though guys, that's pretty much going to wrap everything up. Hope you all enjoyed today's short video on this showcase of the unused map simply known as level 12. What do you think about it? Let me know everything you have to say in the comments below. Let's get a discussion going like we always do. I just really like this idea of having a train just like trundling through the level, you know, dealing damage to anybody who's in the way. That would be kind of cool to see. But if you haven't seen any of my other videos, please check them out, and if you really want to subscribe, that would be awesome. Trying to grow this community as much as possible every single day, both on this channel, on the Discord, and every other bit of social media. But in the meantime, I will catch you all later for the next one.